to last week, Monday Night Raw, sir. How did you feel when Brock Lesnar beat up all them masked men and Seth Rollins is standing there watching because everybody knows he can't really do nothing. He ain't even regularly cleared to do anything, any contact right now. And then the lights go out and Mr. Lula coming out.
Finally. So I felt finally. Or in the words of The Rock, finally. That's what I felt. And I knew who was going to get the upper hand on that.
That's the thing. Picked him up with no problem, held him up there, fall from grace to Brock Lesnar. Points to the WrestleMania sign. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. This is what we asked for. All right. Last week, we in Boston. We're in the TD Garden. Paul Heyman is out there. He's doing his thing. He's talking his sticks, you know. Brock Lesnar fought 20 men. He was surprised by and all this other stuff. The ruler comes out again. Now we have a face-to-face. We have a face-to-face showdown between Brock Lesnar and Femi. Brock Lesnar gets the upper hand. He's going, no, not so fast, Mr. Lesnar. Clothesline you over the top rope. Over Femi, 2 weeks in a row over Brock Lesnar, sir.
Yep. For the casual fan, the non-NXT fan, if Oba doesn't a couple of weeks, probably next week too, get the advantage over Brock or Brock's next appearance, there's no real match in their mind. So they have to do this. Right? Like me and you, we watch NXT. We know who Oba Femi is. But if you're somebody who only watches main roster WWE, excuse me, and that's a lot of people.
My question is, who doesn't know about Oba Femi? Because that man is over.
Right, but what I'm saying is, being over is one thing, but to try to say he has an opportunity to win this match, to suspend belief and say that, he has to get over in these promos. He has to be the one that's physically dominating, at least for a couple of weeks. Because if you don't see that, then you don't believe, right? You love the music. You love him come down. He's a big dude. He do the little strut. But him actually winning this match, for that to happen, again, he's got to get over from the jump.
2 weeks in a row over Femi over Brock Lesnar. Now, the interesting part is this. Listen to what you have to say. Guess what round 3 is going to be at? Madison Square.
Not surprised.
Is that the time for Brock Lesnar to get some type of payback? He's over 2.
If he doesn't, right then he will the next week. He can be over 3 because it's not the actual event yet. It doesn't really matter if Brock gets over. What I anticipate is Oba will get over one more time. Brock will then catch him slipping. Get a little get back. Then depending on how many more there is before WrestleMania, we all know whoever gets over the Raw before WrestleMania is going to lose the match. That's how it goes. Especially when there's no championships on the line.
Definitely no championships on the line.
So we already know like what the end result is going to be. Feel me, just based off how this rolls.
But we got the WrestleMania match that we wanted. We wanted Oba and Brock. We are getting Oba and Brock at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we are.
And my sister thinks Brock is winning. I don't know, man. Brock on his way out. He might do the job.
It's still too early for me to tell. Normally, I would say Brock, but with, like you said, on the way out, starting to want to put other guys over, it's a possibility.
And then think about it. When have you ever seen Brock Lesnar let the other person get over him twice, 2 weeks in a row?
So Yolanda says Oba Femi is the man. Oh, they keep pushing him too. I think Brock's going to win because he's not going to let that black man beat him at WrestleMania.
And why you gotta bring up black? Why you just can't say
Yolanda, your brother might try to do that whole thing, but that's a valid argument. In my mind, that's a valid argument.
Of course, in your
And Yolanda said, "I'm just saying he black." That's a valid argument.
yeah, that's your thought process when it comes to Triple H.
That's a valid argument, Yolanda.
So I never don't expect you to feel different.
And Yolanda says, "Cause how he did Kofi, and some others of color." Yeah.
I mean, him and Bobby Lesnar did go back and forth. That wasn't just a one-off. They did go back and forth.
Who went back and forth?
That's not that. That's Brock and Roman.
I was about to say, Brock and Kofi went back and forth.
I ain't say Kofi. I said Bobby.
I was about to say.
I was talking about Bobby Lashley.
Oh, I was talking about Kofi. I'm like, Kofi got one and done.
Oh, I know that. I know.
Brock Lesnar did everything besides pull out the whip on him.
And the funny thing is, I can actually probably one of the people that knew was like, yeah, this ain't going to end well for Kofi. You're done.
I mean, I think everybody do that.
You're done. That's it. Your title reign's over with.
I think his kids was like, "Oh, well, Dad, that's it for you, pops."
Well, at least you won it at WrestleMania and held it after SummerSlam.
Says laugh out loud. Hey, I'm just saying, you gotta be real about it too.
I said, at least he won it at WrestleMania. Got to hold it past SummerSlam. He usually lose it at SummerSlam. Like he usually drop it at SummerSlam. You got to wait till they went back to Fox to drop it. It was like another 2 months later.
Oh yeah, man. What a long reign.
We all knew it wasn't gonna be long. It was like if he can get SummerSlam, we're good with it. That's what the thought process was. If he make it to SummerSlam with the title, we're good.
My thing is, if you're gonna put, so I feel like this: if you're gonna put the title on somebody, you're not gonna ever put the title on again. At least give them like a 6-month run, because they never gonna get it again. And they knew when they put that title on him that they did not expect him to ever be in a position to get that title again. So let him at least have a decent run.
That was his run. He won it in WrestleMania, which is like beginning of it, and he dropped it in October because that's when they made the move to Fox. That's good. That's about 6 months.
Okay, well, about 6 months. I didn't think he had it that long.
That's about 6 months. That's why we always say if you can win the title and you're not going to have a long reign, just get it to SummerSlam because it's like 5-6 months time range right there. Get winning on the biggest PLE, can you hold it to the next big PLE? Then we're good. Everybody was good. It's just the fact that Brock smashed him in like 8 seconds. That's what the problem came in it.
Okay, so yeah, it was 180 days.
But yeah, Brock Lesnar, he might do. If he don't do the job, he might do it at SummerSlam because they're saying he return. His last match is going to be at SummerSlam because that's actually in Minnesota.
Yeah, he'll lose that one to Gunther.
That's the. I'm glad you brought him up. We haven't heard nothing from Gunther on this road to WrestleMania.
I don't think we will.
This is what happens when you gave him that career killing gimmick. He has no career to kill at WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, he might be hurt. He might just want a little time off,
on the biggest part of the year for wrestling. Interesting.
I mean, it doesn't matter the same to everyone. Gunther know he's gonna have 10 more, at least 10 more opportunities, more likely at WrestleMania. So it's not the same. It's not like he's trying to be like Randy Orton and be there 21 years in a row or 21 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same concern. He can take a step back and chill for this, or he can beat Rey Mysterio and drag him to the ring and make him have a match with him. Who knows? Feel like we should have got more matches in this past 2 weeks than we have, but you know,
Ray been injured, so
who cares about build up, right? It's
Ray been injured.
WrestleMania.
That's why we haven't heard nothing from Rey Mysterio because he's injured.
You jabronis are gonna buy it. You're either gonna watch it or you're gonna spend too much money and come see it anyway.
There's been some uptick in the ticket sales, but I think more people might be on the ESPN path this year.
I think
and you want to know why WWE and TKO why that is? Because you put it in the same place you put it in last year.
I think there's that. And I think also the price. And the only reason they had the uptick was because they had some deals where like you buy one, get one half off or something like that for certain days and stuff. So I think that's been the uptick. They're trying to push it and sell more because it's not doing the numbers that they thought it was going to do. Like you said, you put in the same place 2 years in a row, and it's an expensive place to just do everything in. And then you go up on ticket prices. So
yeah, I have
there is
put WrestleMania in the same place back-to-back years. Now you done it multiple years. You know, you've been in Orlando twice. You've been to Chicago several times. You know, all that stuff. But it was spread it out.
Right.
You're doing it back-to-back. People ain't trying to go back to Vegas. And that's why I said earlier. Y'all want to put the first hour of night one on ESPN too? You want to put the first hour of night two on ESPN? You better bring hot bread of fire. Matter of fact, let me think what you think of it because I do listen to Bust Open when I get a chance. And this is what Bubba said. Night two. He said the opening match of night two should be Femi and Brock Lesnar.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't think it has to be there, but I don't have a problem with it. It's a good match because the crowd will be hot right off whatever they do for the pre-show because you know they'll have a pre-show too. So the crowd will be hot off that. I think night two is going to be the one that has the most people there. Because personally, if I was going to WrestleMania, when I went to WrestleMania, you're only going to get one night of tickets, bro. You're not going to get no 2 nights of tickets. I'm not buying 2 nights of tickets. I'll watch night one somewhere and then night two go to. So you want to put your, I hate to say it like this, but you want to put your premier matches on night two as many as you can. You got to put some on night one because people are paying for night one too. But I think you want the ones that you really want people to see and get the crowd behind and everything and not have to, you know, shoot the promos and take stuff from it from certain angles. You want it on night two. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some good points out here. I'm gonna let you read it this time, sir.
That's all right. People don't have that type of money. Gas prices too high, and the airports is crazy right now. Auto workers still on strike.
Yeah, people's getting mad, and then somebody asked the question. They said, "Would you go to work if you wouldn't get paid?" And my response was, "I wouldn't go to work for myself if I wouldn't get paid."
Anyway, he says that he's not joking.
I'd be like, "You got to pay me, bro."
Let's conversation in the mirror with himself.
Like what Biggie say, "Give me the loot." Biggie.